Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Yankee Stadium.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back. Voicemail episode of Pinstripe Territory. I typically do the voicemail show in the morning as soon as I get up, but this morning I had some internet issues and then I had to go to work, so it's basically been just nonstop all day, and I'm just getting to these now. And why am I wearing sunglasses? Well, it's because these lights are very bright, and I've got the migraine to end all migraines. But I'm sure my migraine can get a little bit worse if the Yankees don't manage to win Game 3 tonight. They got Will Warren on the mound, who is looking for his first Major League victory. His ERA is over 11, and we are facing a White Sox team that is horrible, but just throttled us 2 days ago, and then yesterday made the game pretty close. So I'm hopeful that the Yankees can finish off 2 out of 3. We've got a day off tomorrow, and then we fire it back up on Friday. So let's get to your voicemails and see what is on your mind, and we'll do a little bit of a pregame show, a little bit of pregame action here.
I live in New York City. I cannot believe you had the balls to do it.
Yeah, this is Sean. If these guys started to get paid on a commission contract basis, I can guarantee you these stats would be up. It's now become acceptable to bat 200 and make $15 million here and lollygag around the bases out of the box, making a horrible example for kids to watch.
Yeah, we get these kind of calls from time to time. A lot of people are not very sympathetic with players who get paid millions of dollars and get hurt all the time and spend a lot of time on the IL and get paid even when they're injured. But it's been like that for a long time. And it's just the nature of pro sports today. There's so many injuries because guys are bigger and stronger and faster, and everything is a max effort movement. And it's just going to continue to be like this for the foreseeable future because contracts are guaranteed and the major sports have unions that, negotiate these things into their deals. And we're just not going to move backward from a labor situation. And yeah, maybe if guys were playing for their paychecks, stats would be a little bit better. Guys would stay on the field a little bit more. But we've seen that players who are on the field and not at 100% don't play very well. So let's just kind of take the game for what it is and not be too upset about it.
Anyhow, I just want to say, I think Mark Leiter should be the closer now instead of Clay Holmes. I think he's got the better stuff for it. And also, I think he might be a little more better under pressure. I know you said you concur. I just thought I'd give you my 2 cents on it.
I appreciate the call, Patrick. It's worth noting that Mark Leiter has allowed 5 runs in 7 innings since the trade, so he has not come on the scene like gangbusters in his Yankees tenure. But I do think that with Ian Hamilton coming back, with Nick Burdi coming back, you can find some kind of alignment where you got the right swing and miss guys late in the game. I wish that Scott Efros was back to 100%. It sounds like he's missing a little something since surgery. That happens from time to time. But if he can get back to 100%, he was a guy who was a sidearm slinger and was very effective with the Cubs before he got traded. Clay Holmes, probably going to be your closer going forward. He's a free agent at the end of the season, so maybe we don't have to deal with this next year. But I don't see anybody taking that job from him right now. It's possible that he could lose the job by continuing to blow saves, but lately he's been a little bit better, a little bit more reliable. And if he goes on one of those heaters like he can go on, where he pitches really great for about 6 weeks during the playoffs, well, that'll change people's perspectives, I'm sure. But I still think next year you need a real closer in that spot, but I think it might be too late this year to make a change. I don't see a change happening, mostly because the Yankees are stubborn, but also it requires somebody else to step up. And so far, I haven't seen anybody do that.
Man, in the year, the bullpen for the Yanks here have been pretty shaky, to be completely honest. Just wanted to give a quick shout-out to our guy, Jake Cousins. He's been awesome. Dude's been really solid coming out of the pen. Hopefully he continues to be able to throw that slider like that and can be a weapon for us here come playoff time.
Brian likes to call us when he's on his morning walk, I can tell. But yeah, Jake Cousins has been a nice revelation. He's one of those guys that the Yankees picked up and have made the correct adjustments. They do that from time to time. Michael Tonkin has had some rough outings, but he's been good for the most part. Luke Weaver has been tremendous this year. I think you're going to continue to see him get high leverage opportunities. And he could be a guy that closes out some games. He's kind of been the backup closer from time to time. They said this on Foul Territory yesterday, where he was doing an interview and he said, he was next up to close while Clay Holmes was not available, but in those games, the Yankees scored too many runs and there was no save situation. So I wouldn't count out seeing Luke Weaver get some of the most important innings that the Yankees are going to have in these high leverage situations down the stretch and possibly in the postseason.
Hey, Derek, Robert here. Good bounce back win against the worst team in baseball, I guess. I don't know. They better win tomorrow, too. Anyway, as far as his Fuserman's injury goes, it was the stupidest thing in the world. Why does anybody slide head first into any base, let alone home plate, with the catcher sitting there with all that freaking gear on him? I mean, I couldn't believe it. These players all do that, though. I mean, if I was manager, I'd tell them straight out, look, if any one of you clowns tries to slide into a base, any base, head first, you're fined $50,000. That's it. I mean, it's so incredibly stupid. It's hard for me to wrap my head around this.
$50,000 for a head first slide. That's pretty steep, my man. I think the union would have something to say about that. But I agree with you 100% that it is a risky and unnecessary play to try and dive headfirst into home. And like you said, I don't like headfirst slides into any of the bases. I hate it when guys do headfirst slides into first base. At second base, you always run the risk of the second baseman or the shortstop, whoever's covering, coming down on your arm and, extending a shoulder. Same thing happens at third base. And then at home, the catcher is just way more geared up than the base runner. And it's a mismatch. And it's a situation where the catcher has no fear putting his body on the line because, he's wearing shin guards and a chest protector and all this other stuff. So it's just an incredibly dumb and reckless play to slide headfirst, to dive headfirst into home plate. I've never understood it, and I agree with you 100% should not happen. But you can't fine guys for doing it. It's just part of the game.
Hi, Derek. I'm Felix. I'm a big fan of the show. I mean, being Dominican, living here in New York, it's wonderful having Juan Soto here for us, Yankee fans. I would love to him to stay here, so that's it. I'm a big fan of the show. Keep doing the hard work, and let's go Yankees.
I appreciate the call. I appreciate the kind words. Look, Juan Soto is a generational talent. They said that before they brought him in. We all knew it, and now we're getting to see what that looks like. On base all the time, almost 43% of the time in his career. Huge power. He's going to set a career high in home runs this year. He's 2 away with 6 weeks to play. He's probably going to get to 40, and he and Aaron Judge have a chance to combine for 100 home runs. Honestly, I don't think Judge is going to get there to 60 unless he has a huge September because he's kind of fallen off the pace a little bit in recent weeks. But still, 57, 58, and even if Soto can get 42 or 43, they can still get to 100 combined home runs without Judge needing to hit 60. But I'm just loving watching this guy play. I hope this isn't the only year that we get to do it. And it's been one of the most fun seasons of offense that we've ever seen from these two guys. If only we could get a little bit more help from the rest of the lineup. I was really hoping that we would get more of an opportunity to see Juan Soto and Jason Dominguez hitting together at the top of the order as well. We saw a little bit of it in spring training. Those two guys seem to hit it off and be buddy-buddy. And, Soto's only a few years older than Dominguez. So I think if Dominguez comes up and those two get a chance to feed off of one another down the stretch, you could see something really, really exciting.
Derek, Erupt Television here from the Hip Hop Advocates, Pinstripe Territory. Been watching you for a while. Congrats. That's my other favorite show, other than yours. But Juan Soto and Judge, man, back to back. record setters, record-setting year. Never going to see this again, probably, if we don't resign Soto. But I like our chances. And also, man, Verdugo's cooked, man. I had a lot of hope, but I'm waiting for Dominguez on the wings, man. When it comes up in September, Verdugo's going right to the bench, even in the playoffs.
It's worth noting, and I forgot to mention this, that Dominguez is off to a little bit of a slow start since coming back from the oblique injury. Maybe he's being a little bit tentative. Maybe the Yankees told him to be a little bit tentative. Ease yourself back into things. But he didn't have a lot of time at AAA. He's getting that valuable experience now. I don't know that he's going to come up and immediately supplant Alex Verdugo in the lineup, but you're right that Verdugo has been a little bit of a letdown, especially the last few months. I thought he's kind of hit the ball a little bit better over the last few weeks since he started going to left field more, but he's still really inconsistent, and I'd much rather have Dominguez out there. So I agree with you 100% that in the playoffs, we would rather have the Martian out there. All right, guys, I'll see you after the game. Here comes the Nostra Derek prediction. Well, last night we predicted 2 hits for Juan Soto, and I think it's fair to say that was a hit. 3 home runs for Juan Soto. Tonight we're predicting home run number 300 for the captain. Aaron Judge will hit number 43 on the season and number 300 for his career. Tune in after the game. I'll see you then. If you enjoyed this video, please drop a like and give us a subscribe. It helps other Yankees fans find the channel. We're also on all your favorite podcast platforms and social media. Join the community, have some fun. We're here after every game. This is Pinstripe Territory.